Major League Baseball's opening day. That was yesterday as well. What a Thursday it was on the sports calendar. The Sweet 16 of the 2024 Men's NCAA Tournament, and hope springing eternal for every team all around MLB. Some of that hope is already gone. For others, it is already flourishing, including up in the Bronx, where the Yankees were actually on the road yesterday in H-Town. It's that rivalry in the American League between the Yanks and the Astros. And what a game it was in game number 1 of 162. The Astros jumped out to an early 4-0 lead after just 2 innings. But in the 5th, the Yankees responded. They scored 3 in that inning. They scored another in the 6th. And another in the 7th to take a 5-4 lead. And then Juan Soto threw out a runner for Houston in the home half of the 9th. That was the second out of the inning to preserve the Yankees' 5-4 lead. And the Bronx Bombers hold on from there. The Yanks win outright 5-4. They were actually the moneyline underdog around a plus 130 price. Victory number 1 for the New York Yankees this year.
Yeah, so the Philadelphia Phillies game got canceled yesterday. I like the under 8 runs, but the only other game that I was like, you know what, maybe you take a flyer on is the Yankees at a plus money number. And it wasn't so much that the Yankees are better than the Astros. I just looked at the pitching matchup and I thought it might be equal here, and I'll take my chances with a little bit of plus money. And just like opening day, you click on the Yankees, they're getting pounded right away, and you take a look at Cortez right away giving up runs. And also, like, I'm not a Yankees fan, and I didn't just surf Twitter for Yankees Twitter, but I'm pretty sure that they wanted everybody fired by the end of inning number 2, and this season is going to be terrible. What a mess overall it is, and they pull it out. But quite frankly, this is what we see a lot in March and April, guys. You're going to have teams get out the leads. You're going to have comebacks. You're going to have bad bullpen starts. You're going to have pitchers you thought would be very good not be so good to start the season, and pitchers that you didn't think would be that good actually having solid starts because there's not a lot of film. And quite frankly, batters aren't used to the day-to-day, hey, I'm facing everybody's best stuff here, and let's get it going. Now, the good thing about yesterday, we were playing in a dome. Didn't have to worry about 50 degrees, 40 degrees, rain in the forecast. That's a nice win for the Yankees to come back. And also, you expect Juan Soto to do a lot of damage at the plate. Nobody talks about Juan Soto being a great fielder, but he made the play of the day yesterday to give the Yankees the win. That's a big boost. You didn't get great starting pitching. You still beat a team. And also, we're not talking about, boy, that's a nice comeback against the Royals on opening day or the Minnesota Twins. These are the 2 heavyweights in the odds market in the American League. And the Yanks pull down that 1-0 win here, which gives them a leg up on the Astros. Who knows if that could be big down the line for even a tiebreaker, Ben.
The Astros plus 360 to win the American League pennant. The Yankees still at that second best price, 90 cents back at plus 450. Of course, one game in 162 is not going to move the market. If there was anything slightly pessimistic for the Yanks yesterday, it was Nestor Cortez, 5 innings of work, 4 earned runs, and 5 Ks. Not what you want to see with a 7.20 ERA for a guy that is now the opening day starter because Garrett Cole is on the shelf for at least the opening month of this year. But the Yankees do get a victory. Juan Soto was great in his debut. The putout at home, of course, in the home half of the 9th. He was 1 for 3 at the dish, had an RBI single to get the scoring started for the Yanks in that 5th inning, and did take 2 walks. He's one of the most patient hitters in all of MLB. He has led the bigs in walks the last 2 years. 2 walks yesterday earned at the dish. So the Yankees win their first game this season. The same with the Baltimore Orioles, who won the American League East a season ago and were the number 1 overall seed in the AL. Baltimore blows out the Halos inside Camden Yards 11-3. Pre-game total in a bad weather day in Baltimore was 7.5. That sky's over. Mike Trout hit the first home run of the Major League Baseball season off Corbin Burnes in the top of the 1st inning. But from that point, Corbin Burnes was sensational. It was the only hit he allowed. It was the only run he gave up. Over 6 innings of work, he struck out 11.
Yeah, you want to start your, hey, let me ingratiate myself here to the Baltimore fan base and let you know that I am a true ace here, and I should be the favorite in the clubhouse to open the season to win the AL Cy Young Award. That was an unbelievable performance, because the one thing we don't truly know is, even with power pitchers, how long is that leash going to be? And quite frankly, he was efficient yesterday. You tell me 11 strikeouts, I'm usually telling you, Ben, 105 to 110 pitches here. Only 82 pitches through 6 innings. He was tremendous. And also, when you start the season, you like to get off on the right foot. In the first inning, you give up a bomb to Mike Trout. You're like, come on, man. Like, I want to at least get through the first inning and then see what I can do. But the way that he was able to shut down that Angels lineup was really impressive. Now, the question is, how good is that Angels lineup really, and what type of team are they going to have? But Mike Trout getting a base hit, and no other starter in that lineup got a base hit for the Angels yesterday as they finished with 2 total hits. This is a sign of the times here. We expected Baltimore to be a very competitive team. And as Ben pointed out already, look, it's 162 games. Things are going to change. Yeah. But I don't think too many people are surprised that the Angels got hammered on opening day, and the opening day starter was Sandoval on the mound. And what else do you have to look forward to? I don't know, but it's certainly not that. But also, I told you yesterday, take that sneaky look maybe at Mike Trout at a 20-1 price to be MVP. He's on pace, Ben, for 162 home runs. That should get it done.
That he is. Yeah, if he is traded to another American League team, then yes, I would say Mike Trout could win that MVP award. Big day for Santander, for the Baltimore Orioles, 4 RBIs. Yeah. They picked up Corbin Burnes very quickly, DRS. They played 2 of the home half of the first, added 2 more on in the home half of the second. Baltimore bounced back early. They were a -172 home money line favorite. They make good on that number. Now we go to another American League East divisional matchup. At the Trop in Tampa, it was the road team down from Canada that got the victory. The Blue Jays knock off the Rays 8-2. Zach Eflin on the bump for Tampa gave up 6 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings of work. Jose Barrios on the other side, only 2 earned runs over 6 innings of work as the Blue Jays win 8-2 to knock off their divisional rivals in their opening game of the year. The Blue Jays booked as the underdog. They cashed that plus money ticket.
Yeah, exactly. Take a look at Springer there grabbing an RBI. Take a look at Vladdy Jr. grabbing an RBI. Also, both of those RBIs come from home runs here. We talked about it last year. That power shortage for Toronto, which you thought they would explode. They even moved the fences in up there in Toronto, but didn't pay dividends. And one of the tougher ballparks, seemingly, to hit home runs is down in Tampa. Didn't have any problems with that. They had 3 total home runs throughout that lineup. But also, you take a look at Eflin. Like, this wasn't one of those games like Nestor Cortez starts and gives up 4 runs over the first 2 innings. This game was 1-1 after 5 innings, and then it just exploded in the top of the 6th inning with 5 runs for Toronto, and that was how it got done. Yesterday, I believe Tampa closed this game as a favorite, so a nice win on the road for the Toronto Blue Jays, playing 8 runs in a tough environment there. Good win, great start, and also, you like to see your big boppers, Ben, get off to it, because you go 2 or 3 games, 4 games in, don't have that home run, I'm waiting around. You get one opening day, man, you feel like you're going to have a great season.
Yeah, it's a really good point, DRS, and when you look up and down the offensive lineup for Toronto, that's exactly what they had yesterday. George Springer in the leadoff spot, a home run and RBI. Bo Bichette, 2 hits, 2 ribbies in the game. Vladdy Jr. had a home run as well. Kevin Biggio at the end of the lineup in 9-hole. He also had a home run and an RBI in that baseball game. A big victory for the Toronto Blue Jays outright in their opener. A controversial game between the Rangers and the Cubs yesterday at the reigning World Series champs' home debut in 2024, officially beginning their title defense. The Rangers do win in extras 4-3 over the Cubs. A couple of interesting calls at home plate made, but the Rangers do win in the bottom of the 10th. They tied it in the bottom of the 9th, those late game heroics, and then in the bottom of the 10th, it was Jonah Heim, an RBI single that scored Josh Young. Texas victorious in its first game as the reigning World Series champs, 4-3 in extras over the Cubbies.
Yeah, and Steele goes down. It looks like a hamstring injury, which is always tough for a pitcher here, trying to grab a baseball and flip it over to first base. Went down in some pain. But you're right. This is what we talk about where you try to get instant replay correct in this game, and I guess it was a play you could not review, but it was a clear foul ball that allowed a run to score, and you saw the catcher. He's basically like, look, Heim, what's going on here? Like, you didn't hear that? I watched it here. Can't we just take a quick review? And sometimes you could tell, Ben, you see the foul balls like into the mid. It's like, ooh, that's close. I don't know if that happened. The ball changed directions. It got away from the catcher who knew it immediately. And usually you can tell if he knew that was a swing and miss, you go right after the baseball. It was a foul. So he's like, yeah, it was foul. Give me another baseball, throw it to the pitcher, and let's get going here. And a run ends up scoring there. That was a tough scene overall. But again, it was rectified in extra innings because the Texas Rangers still end up winning that game 4-3 over the Cubs.
Tom Vecchio gave you one of his favorite season-long props, Adolis Garcia over 31.5 home runs. He had one yesterday Texas a good start for one of the biggest boppers in that Rangers lineup. Texas closed as a slight favorite. Nathan Eovaldi got the start for the Rangers, minus 118 on the money line, as DRS mentioned. Justin Steele did exit the game early. He was sensational a year ago as the ace of the staff now for Craig Counsell in his Cubbies debut. Not a good scene for Chicago. Any updates on that injury, we will bring you later on. Game number 3 of the year for the LA Dodgers, but their home debut inside Chavez Ravine at Dodger Stadium in downtown LA yesterday. And it was a great debut at home. Tyler Glasnow in his second start of the year gets his first victory in a Dodgers uniform as the Dodgers score 7. They win 7-1. They were the heftiest favorite of opening day, minus 245 on that money line. Get used to seeing that price, but the Dodgers make good on it.
Told you yesterday, too, taking a look at this game overall, like Michael is going up against that Dodgers lineup. It's set up really well. Now, granted, it doesn't set up really well technically in 2024 because we were using 2023 statistics. But overall, I told you yesterday my best bet was Ohtani to get an RBI at plus 110. He was 2 for 3 in that game, which included a double, but did not get an RBI. And here's what I say to myself. Sometimes you just ask for opportunities. You say, Donnie, I'm going to give you a hint in this game. Mookie Betts is going to be on base and Ohtani's going to double. Sign me up. Well, sign me up for Mookie Betts to be held at third base, and away that goes. But Ohtani, again, hitting 385 on the early season. I know it's only through 2 games, but 3 games for them. But look at Mookie Betts. Gets a home run in that game, batting average 636. This team is so stacked from top to bottom that you watch that score play out and you're like, yeah, this is about right. And also jumping on the Cardinals right away, 5-0 after inning number 3. Good luck beating the Dodgers when you're spotting them multiple runs right off the bat.
And it was all those guys coming out to play early. Shohei Ohtani was on base a ton. Mookie Betts was on base often. 1 of 2 yesterday, scored 3 runs, drew a walk, hit a home run in the third that led to his only RBI. And Freddie Freeman, 2 for 3, scored 2 runs as well. Also hit his own home run in that third inning. And Freddie Freeman, 3 ribbies yesterday for LA. That is a sure perfect start for Los Angeles. Speaking of the National League West, by the way, quickly a shout out to the Arizona Diamondbacks at home, the reigning NL pennant winners. They score 16 runs in the game and knock off the Rockies 16-1. Zach Gallen was great. 5 innings of work, 1 earned run, only 3 hits. But the D-backs DRS, who scored 14 in the third, 2 in the opening inning for all 16 in their first 3 frames. Keep an eye on Arizona, the reigning National League pennant winners, for a reason.
Yeah, don't forget about us is basically what they said from game number 1 this year. And also, I believe it was the first 10-run inning on opening day from maybe 1997 or so. So it's been a while since that happened. But if you said there was one team that got beat by 15 runs on opening day, there's only a few chances or choices that you would have, and certainly the Colorado Rockies. Yeah. This is supposed to happen at home in Colorado. It's like, hey, man, it's easy to hit here. The Diamondbacks opening up a can early. That's impressive to open the season. Not a great start for those Rockies. Plenty of time, boys. Plenty of time.
You probably guessed the Rockies or the A's. Well, Oakland in its home debut lost 8-0 against the Guardians, and Shane Bieber went shutout work and had 11 strikeouts against the Athletics. We round out this opening hour up next.